Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hope your day is going fantastic so far. Today is Thursday, the 19th of March, 2026. So we've got another Bible study going on today, and we're going to be reading Genesis chapters 47 to 49. And I'm looking forward to that. First of all, before we start, I'd just like to thank my latest follower, JM6. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you in the group. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this live stream. It's we're getting really into the juicy bits of, I was just about to say the juicy bits of Genesis, but what could be greater than the beginning when the Lord created the world, then He created us. But we're getting into the interesting bits of when the Israelites struck the Hebrews, went to Egypt. But just a little bit of news you might have heard, isn't the war in West Asia getting kind of out of hand, and that war that we've got going on right now between Israel and the United States versus Iran. I did hear, because I just listened to this news broadcast before I got live, and there's a religious personality in Israel saying that the Messiah is coming today, Thursday. So I'm looking at my clock. I think Israel, I'm in London, they're ahead of us. So it's now 7:23 as I speak. So they probably would be, I don't know how many hours they are ahead, but it's probably getting to midnight there now. So if the Messiah had come, well, we haven't heard about it yet. But since I heard that, I thought, well, let's just go through the New Testament where Jesus says there will be wars and rumors of wars. That's sort of like outlined in 3 of the Gospels, but I'm just going to read the interpretation in Matthew. So let's just start with that and just give it a quick read. It's going to be Matthew chapter 24, and we're going to start from verse 3. As he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of age?" And Jesus answered them, "See that no one leads you astray, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ.' And they will lead many astray, and you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed. For this," let me just get this on the page properly. Here we go. Do apologize for that. "And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are but the beginning of the birth pains. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. but the one who endures to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So that's what the Bible tells us. So that's what, we believe in. So nobody knows when the Messiah is coming, but I don't think it will be today. So I did say in one of my streams, I don't know if any of you have tried this out, but I did say when I put in the years of the birth of all my family members, that's my parents, my siblings, and my children, and I put in the years of their birth, just put it into Google or even Bing, or what's the other word now? What's the other one called? Edge. Put it into Edge, and for every member of my family, in the year that they were born, there was a war being fought somewhere in the world. Okay, and so that's it. So there's always been wars going on, but this, I feel from what I heard today, is like getting kind of out of hand. So, and if it continues down the route that it's going, this is going to be kind of big. So let's just see how things go there. But yeah, I just thought I'd just read that, because as this religious individual claimed that, yep, we're bombing this country, we're killing their leaders, we're doing this and we're doing that, and the Messiah's coming today, which is Thursday. Just wanted to make sure that everybody's still on point. And it's always good to read the Bible for yourself and get things clarified in your mind. Nobody knows the time when the Lord is coming. We always have to not necessarily be prepared, but just ensure that we are following the Lord's commandments. Nothing will take us by surprise. What's the word? We're sober. When I say sober, not drinking alcohol, because the Bible does tell us rather that we have to remain sober, i.e. awake, aware, be in the word, know what you're doing, be aware of your surroundings. Listen to the news, just know what's going on. If you don't like international news, know what's going on in your community, in your country. Just be aware, be sober, be awake, always, So I think that's very important that we should heed. And if you hear stories, there's always a verse, a chapter or verse in the Bible that will clarify things for you. And if you don't know where that verse might be, ask. And, we can always discuss it. Be great. It'd be a pleasure. Let the Lord guide us to where he wants us to be. Okay? So, why don't we just start on, because I'm looking forward to this. It's been ages since I've read this part of Genesis. So why don't we just start on chapters 47 on Genesis. So Joseph went in and told Pharaoh, "My father and my brothers with their flocks and herds, all that they possess, have come from the land of Canaan. They are now in the land of Goshen." And from among his brothers he took 5 men and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to his brothers, "What is your occupation?" And they said to Pharaoh, "Your servants are shepherds, as our fathers were." They said to Pharaoh, "We have come to sojourn in the land for there is no pasture for our servants' flocks, for your servants' flocks, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. And now please let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen, Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best of the land. Let them settle in the land of Goshen. And if you know any able men among them, put them in charge of my livestock." Then Joseph brought in Jacob his father and stood him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to Jacob, "How many are the days of the years of your life?" And Jacob said to Pharaoh, "The days of the years of my sojourning are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their sojourning." And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from the presence of Pharaoh. Then Joseph settled his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with food according to the number of their dependents. Now there was no food in all the land, for the famine was very severe, so that the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan languished by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, in exchange for grain that they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money was all spent in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, "Give us food. Why should we die before your eyes? For our money is gone." And Joseph answered, "Give your livestock, and I will give you food in exchange. For your livestock is your money if your money is gone." So they brought their livestock to Joseph, and Joseph gave them food in exchange for horses, the flocks, the herds, and the donkeys. He supplied them with food in exchange for all their livestock that year. And when the year was ended, they came to him the following year and said to him, "We will not hide from my lord that our money is all spent. The herds of livestock are my lord's. There is nothing left in the sight of my lord but our bodies and our land. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for food, and we with our land will be servants to Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, and that the land may not be desolate." So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for all the Egyptians sold their fields because the famine was severe on them. The land became Pharaoh's. As for the people, he made servants of them, from one end of Egypt to the other. Only the land of the priests he did not buy, for the priests had a fixed allowance from Pharaoh, and lived on the allowance that Pharaoh gave them. Therefore, they did not sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, "Behold, I have this day bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Now here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land. And at the harvest you shall give a fifth to Pharaoh, and 4/5 shall be your own, as seed for the field and as food for yourselves and your households. As for your little ones," and they said, "You have saved our lives. May it be pleased, my lord, we will be servants to Pharaoh." So Joseph made it a statute concerning the land of Egypt, and it stands to this day, that Pharaoh should have a fifth. The land of the priests alone did not become Pharaoh's. Thus Israel settled in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen. and they gained possessions in it, and they were fruitful and multiplied greatly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the days of Jacob, the years of his life, were 147 years. He lived a long time there. Because I know, I've forgotten at what point. Was it? I think it was when they built Babel. I'm not mistaken, but the Lord did say he's going to limit man's years to 120 or 125, something like that. So Jacob went quite a bit further than 120 years. I'd love to find out when that was, but I'm sure it was one of those events. Verse 29. And when the time drew near that Israel must die, he called his son Joseph and said to him, If now I have found favor in your sight, put your hand under my thigh and promise to deal kindly and truly with me. Do not bury me in Egypt, but let me lie with my fathers. Carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burying place. He answered, I will do as you have said. And he said, Swear to me. And he swore to him. Then Israel bowed himself upon the head of his bed. Chapter 48. After this, Joseph was told, Behold, your father is ill. So he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And it was told to Jacob, Your son Joseph has come to you. Then Israel summoned his strength and sat up in bed. And Jacob said to Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me, and said to me, Behold, I will make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will make of you a company of peoples, and will give this land to your offspring after you, for an everlasting possession. And now your two sons who were born to you in the land of Egypt, before I came to Egypt, are mine. Ephraim and Manasseh shall be mine, as Reuben and Simeon are. And the children you have fathered after them shall be yours. They shall be called by the name of their brothers in their inheritance. As for me, when I came from Paddan, to my sorrow, Rachel died in the land of Canaan on the way, when there was still some distance to go to Ephrath, and I buried her there, on the way to Ephrath, that is, Bethlehem. When Israel saw Joseph's sons, he said, Who are these? Joseph said to his father, They are my sons, whom God has given me here. And he said, Bring them to me, please, that I may bless them. Now the eyes of Israel were dim with age, so that he could not see. So Joseph brought them near him, and he kissed them and embraced them. And Israel said to Joseph, I never expected to see your face, and behold, God has let me see your offspring also. Then Joseph removed them from his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand towards Israel's right hand, and brought them near him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it on the head of Ephraim, who was the younger, and his left hand on the head of Manasseh, crossing his hands, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said, The God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked, the God who has been my shepherd all my life long, to this day, The angel who has redeemed me from all evil, bless the boys. And in them let my name be carried on, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac. And let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. When Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand on the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he took his father's hand to move it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's head. And Joseph said to his father, "Not this way, my father, since this one is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head." But his father refused and said, "I know, my son, I know. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. Nevertheless, his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his offspring shall become a multitude of nations." So he blessed them that day, saying, "But you, Israel, will pronounce blessings, saying, God make you as Ephraim and as Manasseh." Thus he put Ephraim before Manasseh. Then Israel said to Joseph, "Behold, I am about to die, but God will be with you and will bring you again to the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to you, rather than to your brothers, one mountain slope that I took from the land from the hand of the Amorites with my sword and with my bow, or with my bow rather." All right. I've never focused on it before, but I wonder who Ephraim's descendants were. I know they will be from the tribe of, tribe of Joseph, or what was Joseph's tribe called? Was it Joseph, one of the 12 tribes? I'm assuming it would have been one of the lost tribes too. So, yeah, I was trying to think whether that line would have gone to Jesus, but the line was probably from David, went all the way. And I think it also went from that woman who opened up the gate. Was it in Jericho? Kind of went from Moab and all of that. But we're going to come to that, I think. Are we? No, because I'm only reading the first 5 books. But yes, I don't know, that seemed quite clear to me. There was nothing there of... I'd just be interested to know how Ephraim's seed and descendants became bigger than Manasseh's. But, you know, that sounds pretty cool. Wow, we're kind of motoring through this. Chapter 49. And I think it just came to me, but I don't think I will say that because, you know what? Sometimes when a thought just pops into your head, when it pops into my head, and I kind of wondered to myself, is that really my thought? Because it's kind of taking me down a path that I don't really want to go to. And I wanted to go on to start reading chapter 49. But then a thought just came to me and said, oh, continue talking about Ephraim and Manasseh. But I thought, well, there's nothing more to say. You know, what more can one say? If Jacob, Israel, has said, no, I'm going to put my right hand on Ephraim's head because he's going to be more important than Manasseh, then that's what Jacob said. You know, and no doubt Jacob knows the Lord has told him, and that will become fact. What more can one say about that? You know, I suppose if I read through the rest of the Bible, I might notice something about Ephraim's descendants, but it's not really a big deal, is it? It's just a historical fact. There's nothing to get bogged down into, and I don't really want to do that. It's always important to focus. And as I said, when your mind starts to stray, one should just refocus because you can just start talking gibberish. And, you know, that's not what we're here for. We're here to learn the word of God in peace and tranquility and in a cool and nice environment. And that's what I hope that we are all benefiting from. Okay, and just a big hello to the live viewer that we have on Twitch. Thank you for joining. Wow, I keep on saying that word. It's just amazing. I think being alive at this time, where the world's going, well, from what we're experiencing, I think this is a good time to be alive, because we need to remind ourselves that of the wars and rumors of wars is not anything to be afraid of. But we would expect, and there have been before we were even born, false prophets to come up and start saying things. Probably even starting other religions. But we just need to focus and not be afraid. But as I said when I started this stream, things are going down a real negative route in that war going on in West Asia. Those poor souls who are losing their lives, I feel for them. Verse 49. Chapter 49. Then Jacob called his sons and said, "Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you what shall happen to you in the days to come. Assemble and listen, O sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might and the first fruits of my strength, preeminent in dignity and preeminent in power. Unstable as water, you shall not have preeminence, because you went up to your father's bed, then you defiled it. He went up in my couch." Simeon and Levi, we do remember that Reuben slept with one of his father's concubines. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Weapons of violence are their swords. Let my soul come not into their counsel. O my glory, be not joined in their company, for their anger they killed men. That's when Simeon and Levi killed, I've forgotten the name of the town. They deceived them and killed them after they had assaulted, their king's son assaulted their sister. So Jacob hasn't taken very kindly to that behavior. And in their willfulness they hamstrung oxen. Cursed be their anger, for it is fierce, and their wrath, for it is cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Judah, your brother shall praise you, your hand shall be on the neck of your enemies, and your father's sons shall bow down before you. Judah is a lion's cub. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as a lioness who dares rouse him. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet until tribute comes to him, and to him shall be the obedience of peoples. Binding his foal to the vine, and his donkey's colt to the choice vine. And he has washed his garments in wine, and his vesture in the blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth whiter than milk. Zebulun shall dwell at the shore of the sea, he shall become a haven for ships, and his border shall be Sidon. Issachar is a strong donkey crouching between the sheepfolds. He saw that a resting place was good, and that the land was pleasant, so he bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant at forced labor. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent in the way, a viper by the path, that bites the horse's heels so that his rider falls backward. I wait for your salvation, O Lord. Raiders shall raid Gad, but he shall raid at their heels. Asher, food shall be rich, and he shall yield royal delicacies. Naphtali is the doe let loose that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is a fruitful bough by a spring. His branches run over the wall. The archers bitterly attacked him, shot at him, and harassed him severely. Yet his bow remained unmoved. His arms were made agile. By the hands of the mighty one of Jacob, from there is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. By the God of your father, who will help you, by the Almighty who will bless you, with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that crouches beneath, blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of your father are mighty beyond the blessings of my parents, upon to the bounties of the everlasting hills. May they be on the head of Joseph and on the brow of him who was set apart from his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf, in the morning devouring the prey, and at evening dividing the spoil, that bites the horse's heels, so that his rider falls backward. I wait for your salvation, O Lord. Raiders shall raid Gad, but he shall raid at the hills. Sorry, I think I lost track there. Sorry, that was my fault. Let me just start at verse 27 again. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf, in the morning devouring the prey, and at evening dividing the spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. This is what their father said to them as he blessed them, blessing each with the blessing suitable to him. Then he commanded them and said to them, I am to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ekron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field at Machpelah, to the east of Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham brought with the field from Ekron the Hittite to possess as a burying place. There they buried Abraham and Sarah, his wife. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah, his wife. And there I buried Leah. The field and the cave that is in it were bought from the Hittites. When Jacob finished commanding his sons, he drew up his feet into the bed and breathed his last, and was gathered to his people. Not much to say there. That was very interesting. I'm kind of looking really forward to proceeding to chapter 50 onwards. So yeah, I was looking forward to this stream because I'm on this a streak where I said I would stream every day, weekday, until the end of the month. And I'm so happy that I've been able to achieve that so far. And the streams are now starting earlier than what they used to. So I've kind of realized for myself that I'm gaining a lot more experience, and I'm starting to be able, just after the 5-day streak, to start things quicker and to start things a bit earlier, dependent on when I come back from my daily labor. So yes, I'm really happy about that because I used to do streams quite late. I take ages to set up everything and stuff like that. I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing my experience. And I've started to have some doubts in my mind. That, do I really want to do this? Should I keep on doing this? Not why I'm doing it, just should I keep on doing it? And I thought to myself, I wanted to do it, you know? What it will be preventing me from just sharing the word of God? Now, what can be better than that for me? So I'm really happy. I hope you share my happiness, and I hope you're finding these readings interesting. Like I said, if you've got any questions or anything, please email them to me. You can always review these live streams on my YouTube channel, because as you know, these will get deleted after 7 days. And if you like what you're hearing, please follow. Just click a follow and join in and get some notifications when there's a stream live, or when there's one that's been placed on wherever, YouTube or Twitch. So take care now. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Hope you have a lovely day. And I shall be doing another live stream tomorrow, which is Friday. And I hope you can join me. Take care now and enjoy the rest of the day. Good night.